What is your never interrupt an enemy while they are making a mistake moment? My coworker Jessica thought she was the office genius. She'd constantly correct people in meetings, send condescending emails about procedures, and always had to be the smartest person in the room. She worked in accounting but acted like she ran the whole company. The drama started when our boss announced we were switching to new project management software. Everyone had to attend training sessions and migrate their files by the deadline. Jessica immediately declared herself the expert, even though none of us had used this system before. She spent the first training session interrupting the instructor and explaining how she'd already figured everything out from watching YouTube videos. The trainer was clearly annoyed but stayed professional. During lunch, Jessica cornered me and several other coworkers. "You guys are overthinking this whole migration thing," she said smugly. "I've already moved all my files over and set up my workflows. It's so simple once you understand the logic behind it." She pulled out her phone and showed us screenshots of her setup, acting like she'd invented the software herself. The problem was, Jessica had completely misunderstood how the system worked. She'd been organizing everything in temporary practice folders that get automatically deleted after 30 days. All her workflows were using wrong templates. Instead of client projects, she'd been categorizing everything as internal memos. It was a disaster waiting to happen. But here's where I decided to let Jessica keep digging her own grave. When she sent department-wide emails offering to help people with their migrations, I stayed quiet. When she volunteered to present her setup to management as a best practices example, I didn't say anything. The best part was when Jessica convinced our boss to let her train the new hires on the system. She spent hours creating this elaborate presentation about her methods and efficiency tips. She even printed handouts and scheduled multiple training sessions. 3 weeks after the migration deadline, the automatic cleanup happened. Jessica's practice folders disappeared overnight, taking all her work with them. She came into the office that Monday morning and couldn't find any of her files. Months of client data, project timelines, budget spreadsheets, everything was gone. She spent the first hour frantically calling IT support, convinced there'd been a system error. When the IT guy explained that practice folders are temporary and clearly labeled as such, Jessica's face went white. But instead of admitting her mistake, she started blaming everyone else. She insisted the training was inadequate and the software was poorly designed. She demanded IT restore her files from backup, not understanding that practice folders aren't included in backups. That's when our boss got involved. Jessica had been bragging for weeks about how efficient her new system was. She'd even submitted a report recommending her methods be adopted company-wide. When he found out she'd lost critical client files due to her own overconfidence, he was furious. The new hires she'd trained had followed her wrong instructions and were panicking about their missing work too. It had to spend an entire day helping them rebuild everything properly. Jessica got written up for providing false training and causing data loss. She had to stay late for 2 weeks recreating her files from email attachments and printed copies. The boss made her attend remedial software training with the actual instructor, not YouTube videos. The worst part for Jessica was that everyone knew why it happened. She'd been so eager to look smart that she'd ignored the actual training and created her own incorrect system. Every time someone had a software question after that, they'd ask literally anyone except Jessica. Sometimes the best response to arrogance is patience.